you beautiful human beings, you. It's the Cockney Buddha, and it's all about getting real, innit? Innit? I hope everybody's having a good one. I'm here in sunny Florida. I could do with a little bit of cool weather because it's hot. This one's all about substance abuse. Yeah. Substance abuse. And I tell you what, that substance can also mean your phone, by the way. Yeah, don't go switching off the podcast because I said something about the phone. You know you all have a bloody addiction to it. Major bloody problem. Especially around the younger generation, by the way. I'll tell you what, they're seeing the old social anxiety go up. And when I was in England, they also spoke about teaching kids how to communicate. I found that quite sad. So I am a certified counsellor. And I absolutely love what I do. Absolutely love what I do. That's why I put these podcasts out there. And I'll tell you what else it does for me. It actually is a tool for me, this podcasting. I'm actually enjoying podcasting. Now I'm really starting to figure out I like podcasting over actually doing, sitting in the office in front of a camera on a screen doing that. I don't mind walking and doing the walks and all that. But to get behind a mic like this and podcast, I quite enjoy it, I've got to say. And I like pushing the old messages out there to you guys. So, hey, help me out there. Give me a like and a subscribe and get me around to your friends and that. Pass me around and get the name out there because it can help somebody. So, subject. Substance abuse, yeah, like I was saying in that intro, the phone is a problem too. Don't think that, you're looking at people and thinking that there isn't abuse somewhere, because I tell you what, if you've got one of those bloody square things in your skyrocket, in your pocket, and you find yourself having to pull that bleeding thing out all the time and look at it and start surfing and catch yourself surfing, looking at the clock, and it's like an half hour gone by and you're going, where'd that time go? Only seems like it was 5 minutes. Yeah, you haven't got a problem. Oh boy, what can the matter be? Shit, when there was no internet, I sound like an old man now, God blimey. I actually thought the other day the speed of that technology, that's because, things have progressed in a very short span of time when it comes to phones, let me tell you. But shit, you used to have to go and get your laptop if you wanted to go on the internet, and then you'd be sitting there going, I can't be arsed. So but you didn't have it carrying around in your pocket the way you had total access to internet, right? But it's a problem, guys, I tell you. It is a problem, and it's a matter of, starting to having an awareness of that being in your pocket. I've started to have an awareness around me as well when I'm out of, even sitting there and looking around me, and I recognised I was doing it at one point, and I switched the phone off, I put it down, I looked at my wife because she was like, having a little scan around, and I'm like, all right, time to switch the phones off, because you're totally not present with the person opposite you. It really is an addiction, I tell you. And you're in another world, boy. Well, they talk about the bloody Matrix, mate. Hey, you got all different matrices. Is that a word? Matrixes. You got all kinds of bleeding matrixes within that bloody thing that you're looking at, let me tell you. Because you're just going from one world to another world to another world to that emotion and skipping over here and then maybe having a cry over something you've seen here and then and then judging yourself over here because you've seen something there, and then I'm not good enough because I didn't get it, and why haven't they gone and given me a thumbs up, and they haven't done this, and oh my word, have you seen the news? Oh Lord, it keeps coming up on my phone. Let me hit that. Oh, is that good news? Oh no, something else is that. Yeah, that's how it goes. Where are you living in the present with that? You're not, right? And then getting on to, all different other substances, my choice was alcohol. Yes, it was. Alcohol was my choice. I haven't drank in. I keep on trying to figure it out because it wasn't like I just it was weird how I got off of, well, I won't say weird. It's not weird. Nothing's weird if it gets you away from the thing you're trying to get away from. When I started my journey, I'll give you a little bit of a background, but growing up in England, pubs everywhere. Everywhere there was pubs. And then, you're meant to be 18 before you can have a drink, and of course you're in there at, 16, 17, I think it was my first boozer in London. And, if weekends come around, it's all based around booze, and you're getting into it, and having the anxiety, which I didn't know then, by the way. I didn't have a name to anything of my mental health shit until I came to the US, and then things started going a bit tits up, and I'm like, uh-oh. And my wife calling somebody at 3 o'clock in the morning going, he's like losing it. And them going, oh yeah, it sounds like anxiety and panic attack. And then I had a name. But over there, I didn't know shit. I didn't know anything. So little did I know that alcohol was actually taking care of, shit going on in my head, shit going on in my life, probably. And then moving to the US, not seeing the signs, in denial all the time, and not seeing the signs of it. I remember being in an apartment in Maryland once with my wife, and our first apartment together, and sitting there and killing off, because I was stressed out. I forget what it was. Something, I don't think it was because my dad had passed 5 days after I got here, so I was going through a lot of shit there. But I can't remember if this is around that, to tell you the truth. But I remember polishing off a big bottle of wine. And, not realizing that you're taking care of something in the mind with that substance. Whatever that may be. Whatever that may be. I'm picking on alcohol because that's where I've got, that's where my choice was in that. And, finding going out and trying to be around people, drinking, ease that. But what did it do in the end? It just depressed me in the end. It just made me worse. It got me in a worse state. So when I started this journey, it was a process. So I did pescatarian for a bit of time. Then I can't remember how it went. And then was I pescatarian and vegan? And then I went back to eating meat at one point. I can't remember how it went. It's not that important, but I was pescatarian at one point. And I came off of that and I went back to eating, and it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right. So that was one area that I went to in my journey, was becoming plant-based. Now, why did you say plant-based, Buddha, not vegan? Now, when I'm out, I say vegan because people don't understand plant-based for some reason. But the reason I say plant-based is because I do eat honey. I will eat honey. Plus, saying vegan is a label. It's a label to whatever, right? I'm plant-based. I basically vegan, but I eat honey. And I'm, work on following the path, but I'm sure there's things I wear that, I don't know, is not vegan. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I mean. I say I'm plant-based. I'm plant-based in my diet. I work towards, the best I can in the on the other side of it as well, the lifestyle side of it. Like if I see something that says it's vegan, it's like some things are made like cosmetics and things like that, right? Where they haven't been used on the animals, which I absolutely agree with. I don't, but who knows? There's so much of it out there, you don't even know. You try and walk the bloody path, but hey, I don't know. But I went that route for. I think I gave up alcohol first, but anyway, I went that route. So that was one thing that happened, and then alcohol. I knew it wasn't a good thing for me. I knew it wasn't brilliant, and I was spending a decent bit of money on it too, and not good for you whatsoever. Or not good for me, I should say, whatsoever. Because it didn't do my mental health any good. It just, depression sets in as soon as you start coming down off of it, and then it's just a downhill bloody spiral. So, and then I had the health aspect of it as well. I wanted to do it for the health for the health benefits of it, but I had some of those where I was going back to England and getting around mates and working on wanting to give it up, but then them saying, what's the matter? Come on, have a beer. And by the way, people that do that, they're doing it because it makes them feel better. If you start drinking with them, oh, great, all more than happy. It gives them an excuse to do it, doesn't it, right? Especially if there's just two of you and you're out at a bar and then you decide, oh, no, I'm not going to do it. Unless they're really absolutely comfortable with their situation. Watch them try and push you to drink with them. Right? But, yeah, so I had my slips, and I can't remember how or when or what day or even what year it was where I was like, that's it. And just work towards completely leaving it alone. And I just started causing it for me. I'm not saying I don't want anybody getting on their high horse and bleeding, give me the third degree because they like to have a beer or whatever. I'm not saying you don't go out and enjoy yourself. That's not what I'm saying. I had an issue, and I knew what I was using it for. I knew it. In the end, it became more clearer as I started my journey. It became clearer and clearer. Like, I look back now and I'm like, yeah, I can even pick out some situations maybe where I was like, yeah, that could have been a result of me, overdoing it a bit. A bit. A bit. Jeez, I've had times when I've been absolutely wrecked. Good God. I didn't make it from my mate's house. He lived right next door to me. I didn't make it from his house to my house once. I went from his front door and I landed on my front lawn, and it took the cousin to come and grab me and get me in my house. How embarrassing is that? God, blimey, when I think about it, it's like, and at the time I'm like, it was like, it was all party and fun. Of course, the people you talk to, it's like, we're all in the same boat, and you laugh about it, and it's brushed off as something like, ha 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 ha. When it's not, ha ha ha. It's like, oh shit. Take a video of that and then play it back to yourself when you're sober. See how you look. In fact, my wife did that to me once. Oh, it was bloody embarrassing, let me tell you. God, blimey. I won't explain the video. But yeah, seeing yourself back and going, hey, really? But it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. And when I have guys that come and sit in front of me, I do one-on-one, by the way, so if you want to do one-on-one work with me, I'd be more than happy. It's always a pleasure to help someone get to where they want. Like I say, I do this for a living, so hit me up and, let's talk and help you out. And I work in many areas as well, so not just substance abuse, but, a lot of my guys, they'll come on and you hear about the substance, but then I say, right, let's put that to the side a minute. Why? Why? What's the whys? What's the whys? My whys was blocking shit out. What's your why? Right? What's the whys? Why do we do it? And then what am I blocking out? What was I blocking out? What was I, fears and things like that. Okay, so where's the fears? And you want to work that. You want to find out the why. You want to find out what's the background behind it. What you're doing it for. Especially when you know you want to quit it or whatever it is. You want to quit and you're trying and you're working away and you keep slipping and you keep, because the trauma part of it or the actual negative belief system behind it, the roots of it, are still there. They're not being dealt with. And it takes going into some really shit areas sometimes to work that side of it. Otherwise, we just keep going back. And I tell you, once you start doing that work, once you start looking, and don't get me wrong, there's slips that happen. And I say to my guys, okay, they come in and I've had them where they're like Steve, and I'm like, okay, why? What was the reason? What did you do it for? What was going on in your mind? What was your emotions doing? What was your thoughts? What was you telling yourself? Why? And then we work that bit. We work the whys. And I tell you, once you start doing that, guys, and you start tuning out the voice that's telling you, hey, this is what you need to do. Hang on, where's my button?
Hey, this is what you need to do to survive.
That guy. When you start hearing that on your bloody shoulder, it's a matter of looking at that and going, I'm going in the direction of growth. I'm working on myself. And if the slips come, which sometimes they do, again, like I said, it's the whys. Don't beat yourself up to oblivion and carry on doing it and basically going down into sometimes a really, really dark path that you don't want to be going down. It's not a good place to be going. It's a much better place if you can, or not if you can, you choose. You do or you don't. And that's working towards a better mind, a better you, and, just somebody that's loving themselves more than hurting themselves, and seeing the person that you really are instead of drowning it in something. So get the help, guys. Get the help. And there's a lot of plant-based medicines and that, and I'm not even bringing into this kind of conversation. Even though, there's people out there I understand that have issues with some plant-based medicines too. It's not for everybody. But when it comes to bloody, substance abuses of, like I was with the alcohol, and I wasn't getting no benefit from it whatsoever. Felt like it at the time, but then just not good at all. Work on the whys, guys, work on the whys. Even with plant medicine points you in a direction to be able to work on those whys. And once you start doing that and figuring yourself out a bit better, it's not an easy task, I know, but it's going to give you a better direction. So like I said out there earlier, go and hit that like and subscribe, please. I'd appreciate it. And pass me around to your friends and your family, loving each and every one of you. You take it easy. Stay that course. Namaste.